Hello, my beautiful friends. It's Lady here. Welcome back to another video. So you might be wondering, what is this video about? Well, in this video, we're going to see all of the assumptions, those most common assumptions that English learner, maybe you are, have about learning English. It could be true or not true. So today we're going to look into all of those common assumptions and see whether it's right or not so right. Let's jump to it. Assumption number 1. So last week I did post one questions in my English practice group. You can join here if you want to do it, and I received few comments. So this is the first one. First, I think English is very immense. So it is very difficult for me to know where to start. Thank you, Matthew, for sharing with us very insightful and honest assumptions of what you think about English. English is really immense, true, as well as any other knowledge in this world. Recently, I've read this similar concept in a book called The Art of Thinking Clearly of Rolf Dobelli. So there is a paradox called the paradox of choice. This is what it says. First, larger selections leads to inner paralysis. It means that the more choice that you have, the more overwhelmed that you feel, that you don't know what you should do next. We think that the more choice we have, the more free we feel, but it's kind of opposite. The more choice we have, the more paralyzed we are. And the second part of this paradox is that broader selection usually leads to poorer decisions. You just have to choose what you want to learn and what you want to focus on. So I want to ask you, what is the most important thing of English that could help you achieve your goal right now? So if you are an intermediate learner, you have learned English for a while and now you want to level up. So now ask yourself, does my work require English? And how can I meet that requirement? Consider what the positions that you want to work in and what is the specific requirements for that positions. Focus on that and focus one step at a time. Be patient with yourself. Don't be too harsh in it. Don't pressure yourself too much that you have to learn every single thing on this earth, because it's not going to happen. Now let's move on to assumptions number 2. English is very difficult for me. I'm not good enough to speak or to be understood by other people. There's 3 parties in this picture. The first one is English, because we are learning it. The second party, that is you, the learner. And the last one I want to focus on is your relationship with English. Now let's talk about each of them. First, English. English has always been like that, whether you like it or not. It's never changed. It's just like that. It is something that you cannot change, and it is so out of your locus of control. Now you got yourself and your current relationship with English. Do you think that you're able to change these two? Of course you can. You can always change yourself, because that is the only thing, not exactly, that you can control of. And for the second part, that is your relationship with English. Find ways to improve your relationships by, for example, if you're in a love relationships, rekindle the love, rekindle the fire. Same with English here. Find a new ways to learn that excites you. Find a new environment, find a new friends to make friends with, to talk to. So once again, I just want to tell you, love yourself, have compassion to yourself. Treat yourself as if you are your best friend. When you fail, give yourself advice as if you're giving advice to a friend. Like we're always very gentle to a friend, but most of the time we're very tough and mean to ourselves. Don't be. Be patient with the progress. Everything is learnable. You can learn and you can do every single thing. And lastly, change a way of learning. Find new things to do. Be creative. Coming to assumption number 3. That is, I must have an environment to practice English to be good. This is not necessary to be true 100%. It's true that you need to practice to be good. But for an environment, if you don't have an environment, you can always create it. That's what I always think. So many of the Vietnamese learners, they would think that they need to travel abroad or to study abroad to learn the language, but the fact is that way is hella expensive. Not all of us, not all of the English learners or language learners have the opportunity to just go to other country to experience the language. But for other people, when they don't have that kind of luxury, here are something that I really want to share with you. That is called the immersion strategies. Sounds sexy, isn't it? The immersion strategies. So what is this immersion strategies about? Immerse yourself, like if you're in water, like you soak yourself in the water and you're all wet. So the thing is, I want you to get wet. And the thing that make you wet is English. Let's get soaking wet in English. Yeah, that is what I want to say. Change every phone setting, laptop setting, every kind of setting, electric devices to English. That is a very good way for you to start seeing English every day. When you Google, don't Google in your own language. Google in English. Practice reading those articles. Go online. Find a handsome guy, find a beautiful girl, adore them, love them. Follow their Instagram, Twitter, Facebook to see what they're talking about. Watch vlogs. When you watch something, watch again and again. When you read something, read again and again and again and again. The thing is, immerse and repeat it a lot of times will help you to practice English. Don't think that you don't have an environment, because you have an environment or not is in your hands. Assumption number 4. Having an accent is bad. That's why I'm not confident to speak English. Folks, I have something to tell you. Everybody has an accent, and that is totally okay. You know, since English is a universal language and it is inevitable that you have accents, and many people have accents. If the one who came from America, he used American English accents, he is considered having accent when he talking to a British man, right? Because the British man is using the British accent. The thing is, having accents is okay, but being so freaking difficult to understand and no one can understand you is not okay. There is a research that I would like to quote in this video. Let me read it for you.
In fact, in recent discussions of English language teaching, the unrealistic ideas that learners should sound and speak like native speakers is fast disappearing, according to Burns 2003. It is more important that speakers of English can achieve.
So, to sum up the 3 important points that you need to remember. The thing is, you must be recognizable. It means that people should be able to understand what you're trying to say. The next one is that people should be able to understand the meaning of what you're trying to say. And the last one is that people should be able to understand the purpose of your communications. Why do you want to say this? Why do you want to say that? And why do you want me to do this? People should understand that. And having 3 criteria in mind, I believe that whether you're having an accent or not is not that important anymore, because right now you are focused on more important thing, that is the effectiveness of your communication. Guys, so that's it. That's the 4 common assumptions about learning English of English learners. I believe this problem are more of like a mindset problem rather than like the language problem or capability problem itself. You are all capable of learning what you want and doing what you want in life. Guys, I hope that you like the videos, and I also hope there's something changes in here so that it could change your relationship with English and change the way that you learn and sees English. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment below what you think and what you want to know more about next time. What ideas should I do about? And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all and looking forward to see you in future videos. Goodbye!